The hospital lobby was buzzing with voices, the hum of machines, and the occasional ring of a distant phone. But in the middle of all that noise stood a woman who lived in silence, Mrs. Anderson, the mother of one of the most powerful CEOs in the city. While others rushed past her, a young nurse named Lena noticed the way the woman's eyes darted around nervously, her hands trembling slightly as she tried to communicate with the receptionist who didn't understand her. Lena had always been too shy to even order her own coffee some days. But when she saw the confusion on the woman's face, something inside her shifted. She walked over quietly, placed her hand gently on Mrs. Anderson's shoulder, and began signing softly, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" Instantly, the woman's face lit up with surprise and relief. She responded in sign language, "You know how to sign?" Lena smiled shyly. "Yes. My younger brother was deaf. I learned for him." Mrs. Anderson's eyes softened. For the first time in hours, she felt understood. What Lena didn't know was that just a few feet away, standing near the corridor, someone had seen everything. Mrs. Anderson's son, Ethan Anderson, the CEO of Anderson Medical Group. Known as a ruthless businessman with little patience for small talk, Ethan had come to visit his mother after a meeting. But what he saw that morning stopped him cold. The way the nurse connected with his mother with kindness, not pity, was something he hadn't seen in years. Later that day, Ethan found himself unable to focus in his office. His mind kept returning to that quiet nurse. He didn't even catch her name, but her compassion lingered in his thoughts like a melody. For years, he'd hired people who looked good on paper but lacked humanity. Lena was different. That evening, as he picked up his mother to take her home, Mrs. Anderson smiled and signed, "The nurse today was wonderful. She spoke to me in my language." Ethan smiled faintly. "I saw." His mother raised an eyebrow. "You should thank her." He shrugged. "She was just doing her job." Mrs. Anderson chuckled silently and signed, "That's exactly what you used to say before you forgot what kindness looks like." Her words hit him deeper than he cared to admit. Days passed. Lena continued caring for patients, never realizing that she had made an impression on one of the most influential men in the city. Then one afternoon, her supervisor called her into the office. "Lena, the CEO wants to see you," she said, her tone a mix of confusion and curiosity. Lena's heart skipped. "The CEO? Me? Did I do something wrong?" "No," her supervisor smiled. "Actually, he requested you personally." When she entered Ethan's office, she froze. He stood by the large window overlooking the city skyline, tall and composed, wearing a sharp suit that matched his intimidating aura. But when he turned to face her, his eyes were softer than she expected. "You're the nurse who helped my mother," he said. Lena nodded nervously. "Yes, sir. She seemed lost, so I..." Ethan raised a hand gently. "No need to explain. My mother hasn't smiled like that in a long time. You made her feel seen." "Thank you." Her cheeks flushed. "I was just doing what anyone would." "That's not true," he said quietly. "Most people wouldn't even notice." There was a pause, a moment of silence that carried unspoken admiration. Over the next few weeks, Ethan found reasons to visit the hospital more often. Sometimes he brought flowers for his mother, other times he simply walked through the corridors and always, somehow, ended up near the nursing station where Lena worked. Lena found his presence unsettling at first. Not because he was rude, but because he was too kind for someone known as a cold businessman. They started talking first about patients, then about life. She learned that Ethan's father had passed away when he was young, and his mother's hearing loss had made him overprotective and driven. "I built this company so she'd never struggle again," he admitted one day. Lena nodded. "Sometimes we try so hard to protect others that we forget to live ourselves." Her words stayed with him. But their connection wasn't without challenges. Rumors spread through the hospital that the CEO was favoring a nurse. Some co-workers grew jealous, others whispered behind her back. Lena, already shy, felt humiliated. One evening, she found Ethan waiting for her outside. She kept her eyes low. "People are talking," she said softly. "Maybe it's better if we don't." He interrupted, "Lena, I don't care what people say." She shook her head. "But I do. I've worked hard to be respected here." Ethan sighed. "Then let me fix this the right way." The next day, he called a staff meeting not to scold or intimidate, but to speak truth. "I don't tolerate gossip," he said firmly. "And I will never apologize for appreciating someone who treats others with genuine compassion. This hospital needs more people like Nurse Lena." The room went silent. For the first time, Lena felt seen not just by him, but by everyone. Months passed, and Ethan's visits continued now openly. Their friendship blossomed quietly into something deeper. He'd join her during breaks, bring her coffee, sometimes even sit beside her mother when she visited her brother's grave. One rainy evening, as they stood together outside the hospital, Ethan turned to her. "You changed my mother's world, Lena. And mine too. I used to think success was about money and power. But you showed me it's about kindness and connection." Lena smiled softly. "And you showed me that even the coldest hearts can still feel." He stepped closer, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "I don't want this to end when I leave tonight." Her heart pounded. "What are you saying?" He smiled. "I'm saying I want to know you outside this place. Maybe, for the rest of my life." Her eyes filled with tears. "Are you sure about that, Ethan?" He nodded. "I've never been more sure of anything." Years later, at a small garden wedding, Mrs. Anderson sat in the front row beaming proudly. Though she couldn't hear the vows her son and Lena exchanged, she could read their lips, their hearts, their hands intertwined in a language she understood best: love. And when Ethan signed "I love you" to both his mother and his bride, tears rolled down her cheeks. Because the shy nurse who once reached out to a lonely deaf woman didn't just touch one life, she healed two souls that had forgotten what it meant to truly listen.